Assalamualaikum and hello YouTubies! Welcome back to my series of Let's Talk About with Wan Alya. How was your day? I hope you have a fine day. Yeah, I look at my new spectacles. Isn't it pretty? Yeah, it's pretty. So I guess from the title, you guys might know what is the topic that I would like to discuss about today, right? So, in today's episode, the topic that I would like to discuss is about shopping bags. The shopping bag that I'm referring to is the shopping bag that people use to go shopping, like going grocery shopping. I believe all of us are aware of the impact of plastic bags on our sea animals and the planet. But how come we are still using it when we are buying stuff? When I was searching for this topic, I came across a very interesting fact about the history of plastic bag. And to my surprise, plastic bag is originally invented to save the earth. I will give Wan Alya to further explain and give info about this. Okay, so this is Stan Gustav Thulin, the plastic bag inventor. He was credited with inventing the plastic bag that we know today back in Sweden in 1959. Back in the old days, people used many paper bags, which means there are many trees need to cut down. Thus, this is not good for the environment.
Oh no!
Therefore, Mr. Thulin came up with an idea to make a strong and light bag which people can use it many times.
Very much an improvement on what there was before. He always carried one in his pocket, folded up. You know, what we're all being encouraged to do today, which is to take your own bags to the shop. He was doing back in the 70s and 80s, just naturally because, well, why wouldn't you?
But because plastic bag was so convenient, people became lazy. There are many places now that try to not use plastic bag. But is it actually true that plastic bag is not good for the planet? There is a study that shows paper bag and cotton bag actually leaves more carbon footprint than a plastic bag.
When people look at environmental impacts, they tend to focus right at the end of the life cycle analysis. They see the plastic pollution, that's a massive problem, but what far fewer people see is right at the beginning of the production side.
Eventually, these three materials have a unique environmental impact. So for us to understand this, we have to look at three stuff, which are how they are made, how they are used, and lastly, where they ultimately go. So the first section is about how they are made. Wan Alya, could you please do the honor? Oh yes, well certainly. So a plastic bag is made of high density polyethylene, or much known as HDPE. It requires to extract petroleum from the ground, applying extreme heat and many complicated processes. I wanted to explain about it, but I also found it hard to understand. Thus, when the plastic has arrived on our hands, it's contributed an estimate of 1.6 kg of carbon dioxide to the environment. That's the same amount of carbon our car produced, driving a little over 6 km. Next is paper bag. Paper is made of wood pulp, and if you consider the carbon cost of removing trees from their ecosystem, a single paper bag can be responsible for 5.5 kg of carbon dioxide. Lastly is cotton bag. Growing cotton is extremely energy and water intensive process. The production of single cotton thread can produce around an estimate 272 kg of carbon dioxide. If we compare carbon footprints, the clear winner is the plastic bag. But to determine which materials give the worst environmental impact, we have to look at how they are used. So let's go to the next section, which is how they are used. We usually treat plastic bag as single-use plastic, so we will use it at least once, or the things that we like to do with plastic bag is reuse it to throw our trash. Meanwhile, a paper bag can be reused for about 3 times if it's not been wet. And lastly, cotton bag can be reused for around 131 times. Based on these 3 materials, cotton bag is more likely to be reused for a long period of time. Even though there are ways to recycle plastic and cotton, some countries don't have this infrastructure, and to break down cotton bag is way harder. But since people will use cotton bag for long periods, they are least likely to end up in landfills. Whenever this bag is not being reused or recycled, the third factor is measured: degradability. Okay, so we have come to the last part, which is where they ultimately go. Since plastic bags are heat resistant and insoluble, they will take around centuries to break down. Cotton bag, on the other hand, will take around a month to break down. And lastly, paper bag will take around 19 days to break down completely. So which shopping bag should I use when going shopping? It turns out that the most environmental friendly bags are bags that are durable and reusable like cotton bag, but made of plastic, which has a lower carbon footprint than cotton or paper. So, let me show you my collection of shopping bags. Here we have a very popular type of shopping bag, polyester bag by Watson. It has a very unique design with a very beautiful turquoise color. Next, we have a gorgeous orange-colored vinyl bag that I bought from John in Japan. The design is magnificent. It is deep and has a stylish strap that makes this bag over the top. People from afar will look at you and be jealous of your environmental friendly bag. All of the bags shown here are not sponsored. So this type of bag can be used forever. But you don't need to buy a new bag. If you have your own bag that you can use, just use it. So I think that's all for now, YouTubies. See ya!